terms of the components, sometimes it depends on the requirement of your institution. I try to bring the components that are dominant or most of the institution required. So you always have to start with an overview or introduction to the chapter, right? So you have to introduce your readers to this chapter. You tell them what you intend to do or what the chapter entails. You also have to state your research question or your hypothesis, and also provide a justification. Why do you think it's important to address these questions? Why do you think it's important to test your hypothesis that you have? And also you have to think about your research design and then try to describe the research method that you are using and why you are using it. Another one is the population and sample. Where are you going to get access to your participants? Who are your participants? How are you going to sample them? What are the sampling strategy are you going to use? You also have to think about the procedure. This procedure is given step by step in a chronological manner how you intend to collect your data. What actions are you going to take? Are you going to extract your information online? Are you going to physically see participants and collect information from them? Any step that you are going to take in relation to your data collection, you have to provide that information, right? And also instrumentation, all the tools that you use to help you to extract information from participants or data from participants or data from a specific source, you have to provide that information. The data processing, how are you going to process your data? How are you going to analyze your data? How are you going to make meaning of your data so that you'll be able to address the research question that you have? Another one is the quality assurance. What are you going to do to make sure that your study meets a specific required standard in terms of doing research, in terms of validity, reliability? When you're doing qualitative study, you have to think about credibility, transferability, and I'll talk in detail about all these things. But when you think about quality assurance, think about standards that has been set for you to do a quality research. And you as a researcher have to know the standards so that you do things in line with those standards. Limitations, whether you are choosing a very good tool or not, there's always going to be weaknesses, right, behind the actions and the decision and the strategies and the tools that you're going to use. So you have to think about the weaknesses and then provide those information to your readers. Ethical assurance, how are you going to make sure that everything that you do are in line with the ethics in relation to doing research? And then you end by summarizing what you have written. So that's all about the components. And we're going to go into detail. I'm going to try to break it down so that you know what you have to write under each of the sections.